Hello, Pisces. Welcome. And welcome back, Stanky Poosh. We're going to get into another reading for you guys to see what the messages are. And today is Tuesday, okay? Because we're on a schedule. We have a schedule. There are time constraints, and we are sticking to the program. It is Sunday, July 20th, exactly at 1:11 in the afternoon. And I'm filming this video for you guys because Tuesday is about tangibility. Now, tangibility, as far as I roughly understood it from the definition, is more so about something that you can taste, touch, feel, smell, identify because of certain characteristics that confirm to you that whatever you're conceptualizing is actually there. It's tangible. So Tuesday is going to focus on this aspect of tangibility, and we're going to see basically who's coming towards you, okay, why they're coming towards you, and get the information that you need to know. I actually feel really positive, okay, because we have a schedule and we're sticking to it. And at this particular moment in time, it really feels like Spirit wants you to pay attention to the tangible aspects of whatever you're experiencing at this time. What can you identify from the evidence that you have? So I hope this reading helps you guys, okay? All of the readings that I do on this channel, if you're new, are readings that may not necessarily hold what you want to hear, but they hold what you need to hear, okay? If you would like any more information about me or about personal readings, that information is in the description box below. You can literally just click the link to the website and book your personal reading. Also, any other socials that you need are in the LINKTREE, along with other channels and booking information, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Shout out to all my subscribers, members, and moderators. Roughly about 80%, I would say 70 to 80% of you guys are subscribed. So if you're watching this and you are not subscribed, be sure to hit that subscribe button, you guys. Like the video, like and subscribe to continue to catch the vibe. All right, let's try to get this video to 300 likes. Can y'all help me out with that? If you hear the sound of my voice, help me get this video to 300 likes, because we are making sure over here that our attention spans remain in an educated position, which means that we want to make sure our minds are sharp, our intentions and our, motives are pure, and that we are able to grasp the information that Spirit is trying to give us. Okay, we got a fresh candle. We're doing big things. All right, Pisces. Thank you to all of you guys who have supported the channel. I really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments if the reading is resonating, and if you guys have a layout of a reading that you want to hear me deliver. You got to put it in the comments. You got to say reading layout, and then you got to tell me the different bullet points that you want me to hit, because I want you guys to be able to have the questions that you have answered, okay? So, I know it may not seem like it, but I'm a very shy person. However, I want you guys to be a part of this and participate, because these readings are for you guys. They help me, but they also help you guys. And I want us to be a team when it comes to the efforts that we put in and the results that we receive, okay? Oh, a card just popped out. Astral travel. So are you guys having deja vu? Are y'all having out-of-body experiences? Because that's what the card is basically saying, okay? You may be having out-of-body experiences. You may be like Phoebe on Charmed, or Raven from That's So Raven, where her eyeball goes into that little portal and she can see the future. Okay, but she always doesn't really know what's going to happen. And as well with Phoebe, it's like whenever you have the gift of sight, right, you can see, but people take it so literally, and that's not how it works. Like, people think that individuals who possess the gift of sight, I guess it's clairvoyance, right, that you're able to just know everything and see everything. And really what it is, more so than anything else, is just a glimpse. You literally see maybe a second or a millisecond. And that's the only thing that you have to go on. That's the only bit of information that you have. You don't really get like a full breakdown pamphlet of everything that you're going to experience. You don't understand necessarily how it gets to that point. You aren't really sure what happens after whatever you see in your premonition. All you can see is that 0.25 and that's it. But everybody thinks that it's something different, and it's like, no. Okay, we have performer and Christmas. So some of you guys may be seeing into the future when it comes to entertainment that you're going to experience or participate in the future. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's see. For Tuesday, guardian angels, archangels, spirit guides, and ancestors of the highest vibration, Father, Mother, God, for Pisces. When it comes to tangibility for Pisces and what they're experiencing, what they need to know. Please give us the information that we need, Spirit, for Pisces so that we can navigate through whatever situation they may be experiencing. Ooh, burped, excuse me. For Pisces. Okay, so we have the grass was fake and it was greener because it was fake. And then new view, seeing things from a higher perspective. So I kind of feel like what I was describing with astral travel could be happening to you. Something may come to fruition or something may become tangible, Pisces, that you prophesied. But it may not be happening in the way you expected. The chain of events leading up to this reality may not be what you anticipated. And the result of whatever situation you're experiencing may not be what you thought it would be. This could be on either side of the spectrum. So if you saw a vision, or if you had deja vu, or if you had a premonition about the future and you thought that it would be better than what it is now, you may be finding out that there's still a little bit of work to do, and there's nothing wrong with that. We have to accept that as individuals in order to be great. But also, on the other end of the spectrum, you may have been anticipating that something would be harder or more difficult or more negative when it comes to it coming to reality. And now that you see it, you could literally have a new perspective or be gaining a new perspective. And even if something may look bad, it may actually turn out to be better than you expected, okay? These are all random messages. Some of them may be for you, some of them may not, but don't bring anything into your life that does not belong, okay? So let's see. For Pisces, guardian angels, archangels, spirit guides, and ancestors of the highest vibration, Father, Mother, God, help us get the information for Pisces, okay? All right, so who's coming towards you? Ooh! Have mercy, God, okay? Not the obsession card. Someone who's obsessed with you is coming towards you. Why are they coming towards you? They've reached a breaking point. Child. What is their ultimate intention or goal for approaching you? Behind the scenes, because they have a lot going on behind the scenes, or they have a lot of feelings and emotions. They don't have to be love. Okay? So you need to get your head out your ass. Okay, just because I say feelings and emotions, it doesn't always mean it's love. Expand your mind, bitch. Okay, but there's a lot going on behind the scenes, and there is a card that says submerged emotions. But I feel like there's just things that are happening to whoever this person is that you cannot see, and for some reason it correlates or is connected to you, at least for them. And there's a lot going on that you just cannot see. There's a lot of things that are happening that you are not being privy to. Doesn't mean they're bad. Doesn't mean they're good. But there's a lot going on that you cannot see. Okay. I feel like also because they have the boom mic and it's like a film crew or whatever, it's like, it kind of feels like someone may want to know what you do when no one is watching, or someone may want to know what goes into creating the image that is you. That kind of gives off the vibe to me of what this is. Okay, how they feel about you. Manifest. Okay. They either see you as manifesting, or they want to manifest you, or they see you as someone who can assist them with manifesting whatever it is that they want or need. Okay, but that's how they feel about you. The situation between you, wow, there goes the new view card. Seeing things from a higher perspective, either you or them or both of you guys. Okay, now let me see. What did I write? How you feel about them? Guarded. Jeez. Do you sense that someone is crazy? No, I'm just playing. I don't know, but you might sense that this person is crazy. Now, what's hidden? Ooh, someone's lying. The possible outcome, life purpose, and then we have the advice. Upgrade. Interesting. That is crazy. And then we have Christmas, which again, remember when we saw the astral projection or the astral travel card that was talking about out of body experiences, we had the Christmas card at the back of the deck. And then we also had performer. So I don't know if you're going to a concert, you're going to see a musician, or you're going to see an artist, or you're going to see a public speaker or something like that. There could definitely be a performance that you're planning to go see around December. You could be the performer. Someone could be watching you. There definitely gives this like vibe of a little bit of stalkerness. Okay. And then we have childish. I just wanted to peek at the card. Okay. But December could be significant. This could also be someone who was born in December, which would mean that they are either a Sagittarius or possibly a Capricorn. Okay. Now, whoever this is wreaking. What? They could be funky. For me to say it like that. Reek. You reek. Do they stink? Are they funky? It's either pits or breath. That's what I heard in my head. Now, somebody's ass could stink. Or they cooter cat could stink. Or they balls could stink. But I just said reek. Now, I was trying to say that they're reaching their breaking point. This could also mean that they're wreaking some type of havoc. Okay. You know how they talk about sometimes people who have entity attachments or people who have like some type of negative spirit on them can stink sometimes. Like even if they take a bunch of baths and showers and, you know, they clean themselves repetitively, they still got this funk on them, like mustiness. It like wet clothes that you forgot to put in the dryer. Speaking of which, I need to make sure I remember to put my clothes in the dryer. No, but for real, this person could definitely have an odor. They could stink. Maybe that's how you know who they are. Okay. Now, they may not stink to other people, but if you're very intuitive or you're very empathic, and you have the ability to sense spirits, entities, or energies on other people, you may be able to smell the demon on them, or you may be able to smell something on them that other people cannot smell. And I'm not sure if you guys have ever experienced that. You can let me know in the comments. But like, I know for me, there have been times where there's just certain people that I can't be around. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be a bad smell, but like, if a person smells like mothballs, right? This used to irritate me because my aunt and uncle raised me after my mom passed away, and my aunt used mothballs. And I understand why, because there were moths and they live in an older house, and basically like the moths would chew up your clothes and you would have holes randomly in your clothes. But I'm just the type of person where I don't like the smell of mothballs. Like, I don't care what scent they try to put on it or how they make it try to smell good. It's still got that mothball smell, and I cannot stand it. So there could be a very particular odor that you smell on this person, whether other people smell it or not. And they could definitely reek to you, or they could give off a very like unpleasant odor, at least for you. But I wasn't trying to say that they reek. The reason why they're coming towards you is apparently they're reaching a breaking point. Things for them are becoming too much to bear. And I have a sense that because of what's going on behind the scenes, they're starting to lose their shit. And for them to be obsessed about you and the way that they feel about you is something to do with manifestation. You want to be very cautious of how much energy, time, effort, tangible resources, because remember we're talking about tangibility. You want to be careful of how much of those things that you invest or spend on this person or with this person, because I feel like there could be some delays, or I don't want to say procrastination, but there could be delays or like setbacks, blockages that this person is dealing with, that they look to you to try to solve or resolve in their life. Yeah, Three of Wands. Like they may expect you to help them, or they expect you to fix things, or they expect you to like be there for them. But look, the Five of Swords is at the bottom. Yeah, I don't know if they deserve your gifts. I don't know if they deserve your abilities. I don't know if they're someone who has pure intentions, because this lying card is out here and that's not cute. Okay? It's not cute. If somebody is lying, they need to be honest and they need to tell the truth. Now, both of you guys are seeing things from a new perspective, and the way you feel about them is guarded. So it seems to me that a lot of you guys can already pick up on the odor. Okay, the stench. I heard putrid. Okay. I also heard petrified. So let's see. Why is this obsession card here for who's coming towards Pisces? Why is the obsession card describing who comes towards Pisces? Four of Cups reversed. This person is obsessed with being accepted by you. They either are obsessed with you rejecting them in the past and they want to change that, or they're obsessed with you accepting them into your circle, into a group, into a friendship, into a relationship. They want acceptance. This could also be someone who has rejected you in the past, and now they may regret that, okay? Knight of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, they're either offering you like some type of apology, or they're presenting you with some type of offer to try to shift or change the situation. Wheel of Fortune, Knight of Cups. They feel if you accept them, then their situation will shift with the Wheel of Fortune, or they feel if they accept you, possibly after rejecting you, that their situation will change. Yeah, Two of Pentacles. I feel like they're trying to balance everything that's going on in their life, and they may not be doing a very good job of it. They're thinking of like handling things in a different way than they've handled them before. If this person has been very closed off, verbally or emotionally towards you, they don't want you to know what they're thinking. They don't tell you how they feel. They're very closed off. They're very disconnected. Maybe they even seem uninterested, disinterested. They're trying to weigh their options and see, like, is it because I rejected Pisces? Is it because of whatever happened between us? Is it because of how I treated Pisces? Is it because of the way I handled the situation? It's like they're thinking of all of these different things. Emperor here and the Five of Pentacles, Taurus energy with the 5 and the 2 of Pentacles. But it also could be Aries. Sagittarius, though, the Wheel of Fortune I was feeling. It kind of feels like somebody is a little bit controlling with that Emperor card and the 5 of Pentacles. I don't get a great vibe from this person who's coming towards you. Let's see. Why is breaking point here for why they're coming towards Pisces? The Emperor. This could also be someone who is under the authority of this Emperor, and this person may be leveraging their connection with you in order to have favor with this Emperor. I know that's random, but I don't know who the Emperor is, right? So if there was a situation at work where you maybe weren't included or you got rejected in a certain situation, the coworker or the person who rejected you may have a higher authority who stepped in and said, hey, you need to make this right. I'm not going to let you do XYZ until you make things right with Pisces. 5 of Pentacles, Emperor, 2 of Pentacles, right? It kind of feels like somebody may be either acting as this Emperor, trying to be this Emperor and control your situations, or they are being controlled by a higher force. Now we have the 4 of Pentacles and the Empress. That's interesting. Okay. This feels like there's definitely possessiveness, control, domination, dictatorship going on here. It feels like someone is holding on to the control that they have over this Empress energy. Okay, this could be a situation going on between your mother and father. This could be a husband and wife. Okay, it could be a company that you work for where a husband and wife are the CEOs, or they're the managers, they're in charge, or there just could be a male and a female leader in position, right? 2 people, one's male, one's female, okay? What's the Emperor with the breaking point? 6 of Swords. I heard somebody's being received. 7 of Cups, the Fool. This is just about someone who has an issue with control. They're obsessed, I feel. It's like this is a person who has it feels like they have the ability to approve or deny things, accept or reject things. It kind of feels like someone either wants that control or they have that control. With the 7 of Cups, there's like a confusion about where someone is going. Someone is confused because you got away or you traveled or you moved, and it looks like there's some type of diversion with the 7 of Cups to allow a person to escape or free themselves from a very controlling situation. So witness protection, think witness protection, think just changing your identity, creating a new identity somewhere where someone doesn't know where you are, moving or relocating and you're not telling a person. It kind of feels like the reason why this person is coming towards you is because they've reached their breaking point at this particular moment due to the choices that you've made to move on from something, and they can't control your movements. Wow. Okay. Oh my God, Pisces. Y'all are really like having somebody lose their mind. Whoever this person is, they really want to wreak havoc. And I hate to be negative because it's like, it feels like I always deliver negative messages for you. But if you watch the videos through till the end, you see the truth of the situation. It's like you can see the reason why these messages are coming out is because more than likely whatever is being done to you by someone who, didn't get enough whoopings as a child. I said it, capital punishment. You don't always have to whoop your kids. You don't always have to, give capital punishment. But some of these folks who are grown really probably should have got more whoopings as a child. Your mama didn't whoop you enough. Not you, but them. It's like a lot of you guys are really like escaping people who didn't know how to share as a child. My toy, my toy, my toy. Mine. Somebody who threw temper tantrums. Somebody who pissed the bed. I don't know why. But I feel like this person had a problem controlling their bladder. They peed the bed a lot as a child, or they boo-booed on themselves and they was too old for that shit. Control issues. You get what I'm saying? Because if you can't control your bladder, or you can't control when you defecate, let's be scientific, bitch. If you can't control when you urinate or defecate, and you can't control your outbursts or your temper, then you have a control problem. And a control problem bleeds into every single aspect of your life. And it's either because you were spoiled, or it's because you felt like you didn't get things that you wanted. So this could be an only child who was very spoiled by their mother and father and their parents. Or they were very sheltered by their mother and father and their parents. This could also be a person who grew up in a big family with a lot of siblings, where they felt ignored often. Yeah, but you were presented an opportunity and you took it. And I feel like the reason why this person is reaching a breaking point is because they can't see where you're going. They can't see where you're headed. They cannot tell where you've gone. And it's causing an internal battle for control, because everything else more than likely is out of control in their own life. They're contemplating whether or not they should handle the situation differently and approach you with kindness. But I feel like this could be a trap, Pisces, okay? Their ultimate intentions or their goal for approaching you is the behind the scenes card. Now, why is this behind the scenes card? Okay. 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 Okay, bitch. Raggedy stank ass bitch. Okay. Funky dirty ass bitch. Musty ball having ass bitch. Stinking breath having ass bitch. Can't even cuss right. It's too much. Why did the hangman come out with the Queen of Cups reversed? I don't care if you're male or female, masculine or feminine, asexual, LGBTQ plus, bi, whatever you identify as. They want you to be upside down. They want you ooh. Do y'all know what I was about to say? Whoever this person is, I was about to say they want you hanging from a tree. Now, there's a reason why behind the scenes they the Wheel of Fortune. There's a lot going on behind the scenes because there's a shift that has taken place. So this is probably somebody who benefits from you being held captive or them being your captor, right? There's not a coincidence out here on this green earth, okay? For the Hangman and the Queen of Cups to both come out reversed. I feel like their ability to have you be held captive, their ability to embarrass you, their ability to blame you, their ability to keep you stuck in a situation where you're emotionally unstable, you're imbalanced, you're constantly upset, anxious, crying, sad, angry, like whatever emotion this Queen of Cups reversed would be for you when you're out of balance. Think about when you're out of balance. Think about when you're off kilter. Think about when you are going through some tough shit and you feel like you cannot control your emotions. You cry at the drop of a dime. Everything around you triggers some type of, you're just triggered. They kept you stuck because the Hangman talks about being kind of like stuck or this perpetual feeling like of I don't know, but it's just perpetual. It's perpetual. That's the word. Them being able to keep you in whatever this perpetual state of imbalance is has changed. And there's a lot going on behind the scenes because of that. They had you stuck in an imbalanced state. And now it's like that energy is shifting, whether it's astrology and the planets, your birth chart, their birth chart, just the time that we're in, whatever the shift is. But it's more than likely because you moved away or you got away or you received some type of help, like getting out from under their control. It's eaten away behind the scenes. One more card for behind the scenes. Oh, wow. That was theatrical, wasn't it? 7 of Swords. That card flipped out. Was doing Olympic level gymnastics coming out the deck. Yeah, it's about distraction. It's about deceit, betrayal, deception of any kind. It's also about debilitating your quote unquote enemy, right? Whoever this person is was stealing your sword so that you couldn't fight, or putting you at an unfair disadvantage so that they could have the advantage in a situation. Okay. The plan was to put you at an unfair disadvantage while they received an unfair advantage and kept you in this perpetual state of imbalance. That was the strategy. Okay. King of Wands and the Queen of Swords. But God said what? Oh, no. Queen of Swords. Oh, no. King of Wands. You better put that wand away. That's wood. That's a stick. Pull up with the stick. Let it hit. Pull up with the stick. Let it hit. Okay, pull up with the sword. I don't know what rhymes with sword. But listen, maybe a horde. I don't know. You got a horde of spiritual support behind you, okay? Because this little stick ain't going to do nothing against that sword. That man going to put that stick up and you going to say, slice. That's what it looks like to me. But I feel like somebody wanted you to constantly be worried, anxious, causing this imbalance. 7 of Swords plus the Ace of Swords with the Queen is 8 swords. Okay? Shallow emotions, shallow feelings, shallow thoughts, fear, anxiety, worry, stress, paranoia, being constantly consumed perpetually by things that may not actually be there or situations that may not actually happen. Somebody wanted to distract you from seeing clearly so that you would be stuck in that state of mind. So if if this person's ultimate intentions or goal towards coming towards you is to do that, then that's basically what's going on behind the scenes. They want to either figure out what you've got going on, or they want to figure out how, by getting closer to you, by understanding you, by knowing how you tick behind the scenes, knowing how you work, knowing what goes into what it is that you do, they can more easily put you at an unfair disadvantage. Wow. So how they feel about you. Why is this manifest card here? 5 of Pentacles. You help this person manifest because they are in a position of lack. They feel like they need you to be held captive so that you can help them manifest, so that they can siphon your gifts, abilities, resources, time, energy, money, effort, and leave you out in the cold with nothing. If this reading is making you mad and triggering you, it's because Spirit wants you to see the truth. And if you know the truth and you're working to get away from this person, or you're working to stay away from this person, the reason why is because you need to understand how tangibly this person affects you, so that you will no longer be afraid or anxious or worried about taking the steps that you need to take to continue to perpetuate something positive to counteract their negativity. That's the reason for the reading. Okay. Three of Pentacles, Two of Cups. Because every time they work with you, every time they partner with you, every time you guys collaborate and work together, you come out less fortunate than they do. Nothing ever benefits you working with this person. They recognize your ability to help them or pull them out of negative situations, whether that's you cheering them up, you boosting their ego, you arguing with them and making them feel powerful, whatever it is, you help bring them out of whatever hole that they're in. They need you. You don't need them. You have all of the resources, you have all of the skills, you have all of the wisdom and the knowledge. You have all of the creative ideas. And if they partner with you, then they won't be alone. They need you. You don't need them. They see you getting recognized for your work. They see that you have been able to possibly build a strong brand or strong business. They see you as someone who's been able to rise up in the ranks in your career. They see you as a person who is dedicated and determined and well-trained. They see you as someone who also knows how to speak fluently, possibly different languages. Okay, ¿qué tal? ¿Qué tal, mi amigos? They know how to watch you and identify your strengths and then pinpoint how they can use those strengths to their advantage. That's how they feel about you. Is that you're going to be the person who has the power to bring them out of whatever funk again. Somebody stank. Funky ass. You got the power to bring them out the funk. Or to make them smell better. Like if they're around you and they stank, people are going to be less likely to smell they funky ass if you are around. And let's think spiritually, guys. What's the Five of Pentacles? Oh, bitch. It's the High Priestess. I think this person may feel as if they're able to block your intuition as well, because the High Priestess came out in reverse and it flipped all around. Yeah, Ace of Wands and the Justice card. Look at that. Because of your goals, they know whatever you want to achieve, you'll be able to achieve it. They know that you're going to meet the right people, be in the right rooms, manage to make it to the right places in order to make your dreams a reality. They know that you can see whether or not something will work or not. You see the outcome. That's what I'm getting from the Justice card. It's like the Justice card is kind of neutral. And people think the Justice card is like this grandiose thing that's so amazing and great. But justice can be different for each of us. Like, justice is indifferent. Justice does not care. The justice of the universe is a thing that is not connected to our pride or ego or our own personal desires. It is simply referring to what is right when it comes to all the parties involved. What the universe, what God, what source ordains and dictates is the balanced outcome for everyone involved in the situation. And in certain circumstances, you may feel like something is unjust or unfair. And in certain situations, someone else may feel that way about what ends up happening for you. But when it's upright and it's connected to this High Priestess, and you guys are Pisces, which can either be represented by the High Priestess or the Moon, this is a person who sees you as someone who has a goal, and your intuition shows you the path to reach that goal and for it to work out in a way that's best for everyone involved. Like, they may see you as someone who's very balanced when it comes to the way you treat people. They may see you as a person who's going to treat everyone with respect. They may see you as someone who's going to do ultimately what is right for the collective whether it's going to work best for you or not, right? And this type of attitude is really admirable, but there are a lot of predators who like to take advantage of that. So if this person sees you as being able to manifest these things, and then you work to build towards that manifestation, and you tell them how they can build towards manifesting what it is that they want, then at the end of the day, they know that you'll sacrifice. Hangman. You will sacrifice for the greater good of everyone involved. You'll sacrifice for your children. You'll sacrifice for your friends. You'll sacrifice for people who you love. You'll sacrifice for whoever and whatever in order to get the best possible outcome overall for the collective, even if you are the one who has to lay down and take the hit. But see, this person to me comes off as someone who wants to utilize that and kind of use and abuse that ability for their own personal gain, which is not for the greatest good. So what you have to think about, even if this is somebody who you don't suspect as an op, you have to think about, what are people's true intentions? This is somebody who appears to be trying to steal your essence and your aura for their own personal gain. They want to know what you know. They want to have the information that you have. And if you truly agree and resonate with the descriptions that I just gave you about how they see you, then ultimately helping this person is not for the greater good, because they're very biased and they're very selfish. So whoever this person is knows that you're manifesting something for yourself, or they know that you have a goal in mind, and they're fully aware that you can reach that goal. They also want to figure out what that is, because right now they don't know. It's very much so hidden. Okay, they're trying to figure it out. They can kind of figure it out because the high priestess was flipping around and I didn't know if it was going to be reversed or upright. But this person needs to figure out, it's like they feel that you're doing something that they cannot see, and they know because you're not talking about it, you're manifesting it. And their ultimate goal is to figure it out so they can leave you in the lurch and switch the energy. Swap, as some might say. And the reason I say that is because the Five of Pentacles, they're out in the cold. They're on the outside looking in. Okay. Now the situation between you, y'all be sure to like the video. Okay. Remember, we're trying to get to 300 likes. If you can hear my voice and you are benefiting from this reading, hit the like button, you guys. Make sure you do that. Leave me a comment. Let me know if it's resonating. Let me know if you can see it from a different perspective. Because I feel like this is a time where things are going to start to come to fruition tangibly. And you're going to be able to understand what's going on. And we break it down slow over here. If you need to speed up the reading, there are some options in the gear section of your device on YouTube, which allows you to speed it up. You can go from the 1.0 to the 1.5 to the 2.0 if you need it to go a little faster. Okay. Now, the situation between you, new view. Okay. Why is this new view card here for the situation between Pisces and this person coming towards them? King of Wands wanted to pop out. And then we have Judgment, wake up call, seeing things from a higher perspective. Spirit is like, hey, we need to raise you up to some situations that you may have been a little naive to. Okay. 6 of Pentacles and the 7 of Cups. Receiving a wake up call. And there's a choice that needs to be made. So I feel like this is both of y'all. This could be this definitely feels like earthly things. Money, resources, bills, income, pay, work, career, jobs, businesses. Understanding what's a priority and what's important. What's the judgment with this new view? Knight of Pentacles. Oh, wow. And the Devil. With the Fool. The way things have been going, they can't continue to go that way. The way things have been going cannot continue the way that they've been going. Okay? What was that card that was with the Six of Pentacles, child? Oh, it was the Seven of Cups. That's right. Okay. Oh, I just heard my washing machine saying the clothes are done. Okay, so this could easily be like an alarm that goes off in your head. Seeing things from a higher perspective. I feel like this is an opportunity to forge a new path, to eradicate some type of karmic debt. That's what it feels like. I feel like this is a way to quickly change a situation. Like if things have been moving slow, this is a way to speed things up. It really feels like being free from pettiness with the Devil card. Like things that attach you or keep you attached to pettiness or negativity. Yeah, and there goes that Seven of Cups. Like what's attaching you to a situation? And what it feels like is this feeling of not being sure, this feeling of wanting to be over-prepared. This feeling of contemplating whether or not it's the right time. The feeling of procrastination. It kind of feels like you're being presented with a choice. This person could be being presented with a choice. Both of you guys could be faced with a decision about how each of you are going to move forward. And it's kind of like confusing, or it's unclear as to what choice the other person is going to make. You know, like if somebody was standing face to face with you and you're like not sure if they're going to jump first, you know, kind of like bluffing, kind of like if you're playing a card game and you don't want to show any of your tells. You're trying to keep your poker face really solid so that nobody can anticipate what your next move is going to be, or no one can anticipate the hand of cards that you've been dealt. It feels like that. Feels like a standoff. Some of y'all could be Mexican, because I literally just heard Mexican standoff, and I'm not trying to be racist. So it that's what it feels like. It's like, are you going to jump first? 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 And it's like, I kind of feel like Spirit is trying to get you to see that so that you can see that whoever you're dealing with in this kind of standoff position is just as confused about you as you are possibly about them. And some of you guys may be treading really carefully or lightly because you think that this person knows more than what they know. But I really feel like in this reading it's trying to show you that they don't have a lot of information. Just as much as you could be confused about their motives and intentions is the same way that they are confused about yours, which you would ask, why is this important? Well, it's important because that means you can move freely into doing what it is that you need to do, as long as you stay cognizant and aware of the situation as it stands. Interesting. Yeah, Hangman and the Five of Cups. I feel like you're thinking about situations that have transpired from a different perspective, and I feel like that's what Spirit ultimately wants you to do. I also feel like some of you guys, especially if this is a career situation, a lot of you guys are being challenged by Spirit to see that you are a lot more valuable than what you think you are. You're a lot more of a resourceful individual when it comes to whatever it is that you do than maybe what you think you are. Your value is a lot higher than what you may believe it to be. You're more prepared than what you may think you are. I also feel like if there's a situation that's been moving really slowly, I feel like things are either about to speed up, or it's like it's going to be up to you. You can make that choice if you want to. Nobody, the thing about free will and our ancestors and our spirit guides is they can't force us to do anything. So to me, it gives off this vibe of like you being extra cautious because you don't want this person to jump out and scare you. Gotcha, bitch. You don't want them to do that. But at the same time, it's like Spirit is trying to awaken you to the fact that they aren't going to be able to do that because they don't know where you're going to be. I feel like I just heard they don't have eyes on the back of their head. And then I heard their eyes are bigger than their stomach. So they could have a big stomach. They could have big eyes. They could have small eyes and a big stomach. I don't know, child. But it's like this person is trying to bite off more than they can chew. And I feel like it's creating this lack of ability to do anything. Like this person could be out of shape. I don't know. But it feels like they are someone who has kind of let themselves go when it comes to like underestimating you, when it comes to their physical stature. I feel like Spirit is trying to get you to see the illusion. I feel like you're going to receive something that you've been waiting for a really long time that frees you up so that so that you can see the illusion and where the illusion is. Whether you're afraid of this person and Spirit doesn't want you to be, whether you're intimidated by this person and Spirit doesn't want you to be, whether you're sick of this person and you feel like they'll never leave your life, but actually Spirit is showing you that they are. Take it how it resonates, child. Okay? How you feel about them? Guarded. Why is this guarded card here for how Pisces feels about them? Why is this guarded card? Okay. Three of Wands and the King of Pentacles. Yeah, you know they're stuck in their ways. You know this person is stuck in their ways. They've been doing things for so long that you can just anticipate what they're going to do, why they're going to do it, their thought process. You've turned your back. You've made a decision to turn your back and focus on whatever that Ace of Wands was that we saw over here. And that's why they're picking it up. They sense it. They're like, Pisces is completely done with me. And they would be right. Their intuition is not as off as they may think it is. But see, the thing is, they don't trust themselves. And they've been rubbing off, their nasty, funky stench has been rubbing off on you, not only in your actions and deeds, but also your emotions, your thoughts, everything else that encompasses your life. And I think really what Spirit is trying to get you to see is that your future is not this person's future. You are not this person. Stop thinking that your life is connected to their life. And some of you, listen, the crazy part is I feel you when you get in the comments and you be like, oh, I'm not connected to this motherfucker at all. Fuck them. But in a way, because you feel like they have some type of ability to throw a wrench in your plans, you do still connect yourself to them. Let's keep it a bean. You might not want to hear it, but if you feel personally like anything in your life has been slowed down or halted, and then you think, damn, if it only wasn't for this ugly, fat, stankin' motherfucker, then I would be here, or then I would be there. You are still subconsciously attaching yourself to their energy, their input, and their destiny. When you start to take accountability and you start to say, hey, not only in words when it comes to accountability, but also in actions, when you start to take accountability and say, damn, I've let this ugly human being or ugly non-human being dictate and determine how I feel about my own success and whether or not I'll achieve my goals, because I constantly think that they have something to do with stopping me, when in reality it may just be myself, it may just be my inconsistency, it may just be my procrastination, it may just be my fear and anxiety, it may just be my aversion to success and the way I view money and wealth and success. Once you start to make those distinctions, then you begin to see how much you're capable of. Yesterday, I did DoorDash for the first time in a year or two? Really, probably 2 years. Because I was so afraid of doing DoorDash, which is something that ultimately is positive because I enjoy doing DoorDash. It's something that I actually find to be fun. And I don't know if it's like the gratification of the buzzing sound when you get an order, or the gratification of being paid immediately for your hard work and your effort. But I did DoorDash for the first time in 2 years yesterday. I literally was out there for maybe 2 hours, and I made a decent amount in those 2 hours. And it was like, wow, nothing bad happened, because the last time I did DoorDash, I caught a flat. And I was traumatized because I literally had to call my ex-husband to help me, to send me money in order to get my car maintained, because I only had a certain amount that I made and I was already overdraft in my accounts and things were just crazy. And I didn't want to call him to ask him for help. And when I called him, exactly what I thought would happen happened. He gave me a lot of shit for it. He didn't move expeditiously. He let me sit out there for 30 to 40 minutes, acting like he was about to send me the money, didn't send the money, was torturing me throughout that whole process, to the point where I had to call my son and involve him in the situation because his dad acts like a fucking punk. And I had to tell my son to ask his dad, when is he going to send the money, because I'm stranded. Because if he hears it from me and my kids don't know what's going on, he's going to torture me. And I don't want to involve my son, but damn it, I can't sit out there all fucking night. And it tortured me, and I never wanted to be in that position again. So therefore, for the last 2.5 years or whatever, I haven't been doing DoorDash because I never want to be in that position again. I literally know how to change my own tire. But because my like lug nuts were so tight on the wheel, I could not grind it off. I just didn't have the strength. No one helped me. And then it was a crazy situation where there was a fucking crackhead out there, Quick Trip. And I was out there literally with my gun in my lap because I was afraid he was going to come over there and bother us again, because there were two ladies that were homeless and he was bothering them already. And they came to sit with me because they didn't want me to be alone outside. It's just a lot of situations that took place that attached trauma to that experience, even though doing DoorDash or doing Uber Eats or doing Uber rideshare programs are a great way for people to earn extra money. And it's something that helped me get by a lot of the times when I didn't have readings coming in, or when things were slow on YouTube, or when I was in between part-time jobs. And I'm sharing this with you guys because I feel like sometimes when it comes to certain things that may benefit us and that may be good for us, the trauma that we have attached to those things will hinder or prevent us from being able to burst through a milestone or reach a major goal. And even though it was something as small as just completing a few orders in the current moment yesterday, it broke the barrier of fear that I felt about something as simple as just doing DoorDash. So I don't want to focus it on me, but I feel like a lot of you guys, because you expect for someone to be negative, you also attach whatever the outcome is to the situation to the fact that they're negative, which gives the person too much power over your circumstances and over your life. Yes, baby girl, please sit down. What is going on with you? My poo-poo girl. I'm just saying, Two of Swords and the Five of Swords. It's like that type of attitude can also equal the Five of Swords or the Five of Cups or the Five of Wands subconsciously. A lot of you guys are kind of like ignoring this person. You've turned your back on this person because you automatically expect for them to be negative. And you feel that if you expect for them to be negative, then you can avoid that negativity and create something positive. But there also needs to be a mental connection made to the way you see them and how it affects your life. I don't know, child. I could be talking out the side of my neck, but I don't think so. And I don't think you're wrong for protecting yourself or guarding yourself against a person. That's not what I'm saying. But if you constantly do things, if you constantly take action, if you constantly react and respond to your life and your existence and your reality from that place, it creates a blockage when it comes to the flow of your energy. Because you're thinking of, it's like you're forcing yourself to ignore something. You're forcing yourself not to think about someone, or not to think about what they're doing, or not to focus on what they've done to you. When in reality, it's like the more you fight against focusing on them, the more it perpetuates their existence in your reality. I don't know. The best way that I can explain it is to share my experience with you. And after I got done doing DoorDash, my last delivery was Popeyes. They were taking for fucking ever. And I asked the girl for a cup of water. And I drank the water while I was in there. And they still weren't done with the order. So I got me some soda for my delayed time. And once I delivered the order, I was close to my kid's dad's house. And since they're over there for the summer, I haven't seen them in a while. I went right over to see my kids because I missed them. And I thought in my head, dang, I don't want him to know I was door dashing. I don't want him to know my business. But you know what? I thought about that and I was like, these emotions are stemming from a place of fear. I'm going to go see my children. They asked me what I was doing, why I came over. He was standing out there lurking as he always does. I did have to talk to him though, but he was definitely standing out there lurking throughout our whole conversation. Even though I give him space to have conversations with them, he don't give me no space to have conversations with them. But that's okay. They asked me what I was doing. I said I was door dashing. They were like, "What? You door dashing again? What? Why you decide to do that?" I said just because. I wanted to check it out, see what was going on this side of town, because I used to do it on a different side of town. And they were like, oh, cool. And then they started showing me all the things that they've been doing all summer. And my son is building a computer, so he showed me his computer. My other son, been working and bought a scooter. I said, oh, that's amazing. My baby was teaching me hula dancing because he'd been watching hula dancing videos online. Shout out to him. And even their dad was showing me all the good things. It's like he's not a horrible person, but he's devolved, in my opinion, right? And I'm giving y'all too much of my business. But it's like he always wants me to see how much he's doing with them. And he always wants me to see, like, it kind of like changes my perspective of him. I don't think he's like evil necessarily. He does evil shit. But at his core, I feel like there's a good part somewhere in there. I just can't be bothered personally, because it's scorned me and burned me too many times. So he was showing me videos of the boys painting and sanding things down and doing pressure washing and doing all this stuff that they were doing throughout the summertime. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. That's amazing. These are skills that you need to know. You painting houses and you pressure washing the back of the house, and you doing all the little things where, I don't know what it's called, but that little buffer thing that cleans the concrete. That's great. And I think at one point or another, he was telling me those things to try to make me upset, because in a way it's like competing with me on who's the better parent. But now I don't look at it like that. And hopefully my perspective change will help there to be a change in the connection that we have for our children. And I know a lot of you deal with those types of situations. And I know that everybody's situation is not like mine and it's different. But I want you guys to try to change your perspective. I think that's what this is about. So take it how you will. I don't give a fuck if you have a problem with me sharing my personal experience or not. I know the ones of you who are actually intelligent can understand where I'm coming from, and you know that shit is valuable, and you know my intention behind it, so I'm not concerned. But I hope that helps you guys kind of see clearly what I feel that this reading is expressing to you when it comes to how your spirit team wants to help you and improve your life, okay? Now, the only thing we have here that concerns me, well, there's a few things, but what's hidden is this lying card. So why is this lying card here to describe what's hidden? Not the Ace of Swords. I swear. Didn't this come out yesterday in the Monday read? I did the Monday reading days ago, so I don't even remember what came out. The Lovers and the Ace of Pentacles with the Ace of Swords? I think that whoever this person is lying to you when it comes to the truth about their desires, right? It kind of feels like they want you to be kind of like forced to see something that they maybe lied to you about. This could be someone who like I said, when I was describing how he was showing me all of those videos and, things that the boys were doing all summer long. It was for what? Approval. What do we have up here? The Four of Cups in reverse. It kind of feels like this is a person who wants to be more in control of their life, They want to have possibly a better connection or relationship with you. And they understand that when you're in their life, you bring value. However, they could feel like the obstacles that you guys have to overcome are so great that you won't be able to see them for what they truly are, who they truly are, what they truly want. You're only going to be kind of blinded by the way that they've made you feel in the past. They know that what they've done to you has obscured your view of who they are. Now, it feels to me like some of you could have a person here who is secretly in love with you and they're lying to you about it, and they want to overcome the obstacles that are in the way, because this mountain indicates an obstacle. The Ace of Swords can often indicate triumph or victory over some type of obstacle through an equal balance of sacrifice and dedication, things like that. But that's kind of what it gives. It feels like this person is thinking or contemplating what it would do for your connection, whether platonic, romantic, or professional. They're contemplating what it would do to tell you the truth about whatever they've been lying about. They're contemplating if clarity and honesty will open up the doors of opportunity for you and them to come together. And I wanted to say come back together, but I don't know if that's necessarily true. Okay. They know that there's an issue. They know that there's a blockage. They know that there's an object that is coming in between the connection that you have, and they're contemplating whether or not being honest about their feelings or being honest about what they may have lied to you about will create an opportunity for them to come back together with you. But again, I've told you guys recently, you really need to pay attention to someone's motives and intentions and why they want these things to take place. And it kind of feels like you're right to guard yourself, because it kind of feels like this person, even if they want to be good now, or even if they want to move forward now, it feels like they don't necessarily want to address what is going on or what has gone on in the past. Okay? Because they know that that puts you back in that place of possibly anger towards them, resentment towards them, and ultimately will block you off from them. It's like they're trying to tiptoe around your anger, or they're trying to tiptoe around your sadness, or whatever feelings that you have towards them. Ooh, my Eiffel Tower. We're going to Paris. What's the Ace of Swords with this Lion card? Ooh, Knight of Swords. Interesting. Eight of Swords and the Ace of Cups. Another ace. So what's hidden is their goal. The Ace of Wands. We didn't see that. They're worried that if they tell you how they feel, then you'll know that they were lying. That's kind of what it feels like. They're worried if they tell you the truth about how they feel and they bring clarity to a situation, then you'll know that they were lying, or you'll know that they were weak, or you'll know that they were betraying you in some way. Oh man, that's crazy. They don't see a good outcome. They really don't see a good outcome. They don't see the hope or the silver lining in being honest. So that's why they're lying, or that's why they continue to kind of lie. I don't know. I feel like it's lying, but I also feel like it's omission, different aspects of being deceptive. Not just a lie, but denial, delusion, deception, omission, all of those types of things. And it's like, if this person has a goal of having you in their life because they know what benefits you bring to their life, then if they tell the truth about all the ways that they may have hurt you, or they tell the truth about all of the ways that they hindered you or tried to hold you back, then that will, in their mind, bring them further from the ability to reach whatever goal that they have to get closer. Wow. So, the possible outcome. Why is life purpose the possible outcome in this situation? 6 of Wands. Wow. I feel like when it's all said and done, this could be on your deathbed when your ass is crusty and you old and you about to die. But I feel like the ultimate thing here, or the possible outcome here, is that you're going to overcome these obstacles with this person. And ultimately, it's going to lead you to understanding more about your life purpose. Okay? It's connected to what you're meant to do in life in general. The King of Wands and the 6 of Cups. There could be a memory that comes up. Again, the premonition. You could have that deja vu. Like, when you see the outcome of this situation, you're going to remember a vision or a premonition that you had as a child or in the past. It's going to feel strong. Like, you're not going to be able to ignore it. You're going to know exactly like where it comes from, how old you were. And it could definitely catch you off guard. What's the 6 of Wands with the life purpose? Page of Swords reversed. Yeah. I also think that because of the way your path is laid out, and because of your destiny, which I can't tell you what that is again, but because of what you're meant to do in life, this person is like meant to watch you be successful, or there's something about how they're meant to have to walk with you through life being disconnected from you. Do y'all get what I'm saying? It's like a wall, but it's clear. It's like your paths kind of run congruently, but they're not meant to run together. So, for example, if you are meant to be someone who's in the public eye, just say you're meant to be some famous movie star, or you're meant to have a lot of like recognition for your art, for your work, for your creativity. You're meant to be successful in your field. You're meant to rise to the top of the ranks, become the CEO, whatever it is. This person is going to be like on the other side of that, or people like this person are going to be on the other side of that. And just say, for example, you're a big movie star. You do a show. You're a performer. You go out there and perform. And when you're walking to your car and your driver is waiting for you at your car, and you have all these paparazzi taking pictures of you. Now, this is hypothetical, but listen to what I'm saying. All these paparazzis taking pictures of you. The flash bulbs are going off. Cha, 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 cha. Chi, cha, cha, cha. over here, Pisces, over here. Can we get a picture? Autographs being asked. And then out the corner of your eye in the shadows, under a flickering bulb of a street light, you see this person, homeless, sitting out on the street. Now, if you find joy in this, fine, whatever, do you. But a lot of you guys at that moment, once you've realized what you're meant to do and you found success, you will feel a feeling of lament, in my opinion. It's like you'll feel a little bit of despair. You'll feel a little bit of sadness, and not sympathy for them, but I feel empathy for them, looking over on that part of the street and seeing that person and crying a little bit in your soul for them having to turn out that way, them having to be in that position, you knowing that they had the opportunity to shift and change their life and they chose not to. You will feel that empathy for that person. What Spirit is trying to show you is that because of what you're meant to do in your position, you are going to be in contact with those types of people on a regular basis. And if you're the type of person who envisions that picture that I just described to you, and that moment that I just described to you, and you pictured the person who you hate the most, let's be real. Okay, let's cut the fucking shit. You envision the person that you hate the most in that position, and you're getting recognition and everything has come together for you in your life. And you picture the person you hate the fucking most over there, and you feel no ways, or you feel glad that they're in that position. That is why Spirit will not upgrade your life. If you can't change the way you see a person who has done you completely dirty, and you can't find some place in your heart of hope that they'll figure it out, you will not receive this upgrade. I don't give a fuck how much you say anything about how they're not connected to you. Because even though I told you guys that your vision of them being connected to you is affecting you, it goes both ways. It goes both ways. Because what Spirit is trying to show you is that those are the exact people, the people who resemble and connect to the person who you hate most. Those are the types of people who you are meant to touch in life. And no matter how much you want to run from it and disassociate from it and detach from it, that is the reality. And if you don't want to believe that, and I'm just some crazy bitch on YouTube, feel free. I'm not forcing you to believe anything the fuck that I say. But if you come to me and you understand all the good things that I say, because there are good cards out here. But if you want to come to me and single out only the good things that I say and not focus any attention on the things that I tell you that Spirit wants you to improve upon for your own best interest, then that's where your crutch is. That's where your fucking problem is. And for those of you who can see what I'm saying, this is the breakthrough that's going to help you navigate and maneuver through the next stages where you will have the most improvement. I share with you guys the truth about how I feel because it's hard. It's hard to forgive those people who have done you the most dirty. It's easy to hate them. It's easy to chastise them. It's easy to blame them. But improvement and progression doesn't come from doing what's easy. It comes from dedication, commitment, and facing the devil. Not just within other people, but within yourself. And doing what it is that you need to do to improve your motherfucking life. And that's the realest shit I could ever say to you. It don't benefit me to tell your ass the truth. It puts me in the lowest rung of the algorithm of this platform. But damn it, I'll be good and goddamned if I sit up on this platform and be a lying ass bitch and be a fake ass bitch, because that's not who the fuck I am. And it will never be. So at the end of the day, you gotta move like people are watching, even if they're not. Ooh, not the Wheel of Fortune. Ooh, not the Hangman. This is about how inspirational you are. And if the main person who's caused your life to be a living hell can look at you as a motivation and look at you as a person who's pulled yourself up from even their fucked up abuse, and you can change even that one person's perspective, that's what Spirit is trying to show your ass. And it comes from your heart. It comes from that emotional awareness and maturity. It comes from the delusional belief that you have been told your whole life is crazy, but that actually may have some validity. Love is the answer. And I know for some of you guys, you're going to say, oh, well, it's not that I don't love this person. It's just that I don't want to be associated with anything that they are. So that's what you're saying to Spirit about all the people who you were meant to help. Yeah, I love them, but I don't want to deal with that riffraff. Yeah, I want the homeless people not to be homeless. I don't want to go walk down and have to face Skid Row and see where everybody's fucking strung out and half dead, getting raped and everything else. I don't want to see it, but I don't want them to go through it either. No, if you want to handle it and you want to fix it, and you want to create a solution, you got to look the devil in the eye. And that means that you won't be able to always disassociate from fucked up shit. Listen. Y'all can do what the fuck you want to do. True courage is handling it and not running from it. What's the upgrade? Why is the upgrade here for advice? Seven of Wands. Ooh. An upgrade you didn't expect. Your advice is to basically do what needs to be done so that your life can have an upgrade. I also feel like your advice is to know that there's definitely a lot of things coming towards you that you're going to have to deal with. But if you face them head on and you stand your ground and not necessarily be defensive, but understand the purpose of these different scenarios and situations, you're going to have an upgrade in your life. Death card, Tower, boom. Scorpio energy, transformation. I was also getting the 12th house. I don't know if that's Scorpio or Pisces, but whatever. Change is happening, but it's not happening the way you thought it would. An upgrade is happening, but it's not happening the way you thought it would. Three of Swords, Three of Cups. Interesting. I feel like you're gonna, you're gonna have to see that people aren't gonna like you. People aren't gonna support you. People aren't gonna necessarily want to hear what you have to say, but it doesn't mean that you shouldn't say that shit. Everybody's so everybody's in this phase now of, it makes me feel uncomfortable. I shouldn't be required to have to deal with it. And I really all of these new generation people, shut the fuck up. Part of life and part of improvement and part of making progress and evolving into the best version of yourself is being fucking uncomfortable. Tower, Death card, Fool at the bottom, and the Lovers. Spirit is trying to get you to take this leap. They want you to trust that even though there may be hard times, there's going to be happy times. 3 of Swords, 3 of Cups. It's like juxtaposition. You're going to have gains. You're going to have losses. But they want you to trust that they'll support you. They want you to trust yourself enough to do it anyway, regardless of what you see in your premonitions, regardless of what you see in your visions, regardless of the confusion that it brings or the fear that it may cause. They want you to take the premonition and say, you know what? I don't know how I'm going to get here. I don't know why I'm seeing this, but I'm going to keep keeping on until it comes to reality, regardless of what may come with it, because I'm not afraid, because I know that as I step out on faith and I walk by faith and not by sight, that I will be brought together with the people, places, and things that I need to transform my life in a way that I never thought possible. Something is happening in December. And I don't know exactly who this is for, but I'm just letting you know. This is how you bring tangible results into your life, okay? Pisces is out here, Aries or Taurus, Scorpio. Possibly Aquarius and Gemini. Maybe Libra. Bring clarity, Spirit, for Pisces in this reading. Yeah, the feminine energy card just popped out when I pulled the deck. So we have narcissist, first of all, egotistical, opportunist, fragile. Excuse me. The other day, I feel like I told y'all something about being bamboo or something like that. I don't know if that was on the other channel, whatever. But I feel like somebody is very delicate and fragile. Their ego. Okay, this could be you. But it doesn't have to be. Feminine energy, gentleness, nurturing, and mothering. Then we have legal, lawyers, court, and paperwork. Laughter, happiness, joy, and healing. So a legal situation that you could be dealing with someone who's very narcissistic, I feel will be resolved in a positive way due to the gentleness, ease, and grace that comes with your feminine energy. There could be laws that are possibly being put in place. This goes very deep, and I could go very deep with you guys, but a lot of y'all are too shallow to hear that shit. For those of y'all who are people of depth, this goes to a deeper place. This goes to a place where there's a desire to control the feminine energy. There's a desire to control the aspects of the feminine energy that dictate manifestation and creation. Like a legal desire to control the feminine energy. And we saw that with the Empress. And people are losing their fucking minds. Narcissists everywhere are losing their fucking minds. And they're going to attack the feminine energy with the law, with the justice system. But remember that all of these things are a part of a crumbling system, which means Tower card, the change is unexpected and inevitable. But it's about evolution, really. This is about the evolution of our species. This is about the evolution of everything concerning our species, whether it's race, ethnicity, beliefs, religion, spirituality. It's about the evolutionary process that comes from consistently improving the genetic code and DNA makeup of each of our beings. Why do you think the COVID babies came out holding their head up after 2 days. Because they was getting out the way, as the old wives' tales used to say. They was getting out the way for the next set of babies who was going to come out talking. You get what I'm saying? They're making a way for the babies who needed to be born when they needed to be born. They're like, hey, let's get a move on. This is coming through the reproductive process. And I'm not a doctor, lawyer, or psychologist, so please do not take this as medical, legal, or psychological advice. Please seek a professional for any of those things. This is for entertainment purposes only. But if you're picking up what the fuck I'm throwing down, if they're going to control the outer portions, the feminine energy in the DNA is going to control the inner portions. If there's going to be some type of threat to what I'm saying when it comes to this picture and what is going on with this woman, then the natural reaction through evolution is going to yield a genetic mutation. Look at any species in the wild and how they develop certain traits and attributes to help combat the threats in their environment. Okay. We all play a role in this. One more card for clarity for Pisces in this situation. Sipping. Rumors, gossip, nosy. Child. Waves, emotions, worry, and fear. Intimacy, mutual respect, unity, closeness. Yeah. So this is like what's going on the waves of gossip. People are getting worried or emotional or fearful about what they hear coming through the grapevine or coming down the grapevine or coming down the line, the assembly line, whatever the fuck. But this is about coming together, having loyalty, faithfulness to each other, mutual respect, unity, closeness. I just feel like there's a certain group of individuals who are becoming very angsty about the fact that there is genetic mutational change. Okay. Okay. I also feel like the waves talks about people making waves, people making change, people doing things that are unconventional, outside of the norm, opposite of the status quo. And that could be causing fear and worry. What is this? Narcissist, feminine energy, and sipping. Two of Cups. World card. The Lovers. Yeah, so this is the end of a cycle that's been going on for probably years, centuries. There's going to be communication that helps enlighten individuals about choices. Because this cycle is coming to an end, the conversation is going to shift from topics that make the divide larger to topics that help identify the divide and basically remove it. What else for this narcissist, feminine energy, and sipping? Seven of Cups. There could be a lot of questions being asked. For you as an individual, I just feel there are things that you need to, well, how can I say this? I feel like as an individual, there are going to be people who just are beyond help or beyond change. Just be very wise about why someone is asking or talking or prying into whatever it is that you got going on. The Moon and the Queen of Cups. Interesting. Listen, the moon controls the tides, right? What else does the moon control when it comes to cycles and women? It appears that that could actually stop. And I don't know how long that's going to take, but that's an evolutionary thing. That if the change is not made for there to be less control over what's in this picture and how that's connected to the moon, and when you miss one, you end up being like this, it's going to just stop. What's that movie where ain't nobody having no babies and everybody's getting old, and then there's one miraculous baby that's born randomly? I can't remember the name. It's a lot of emotional energy. It's a lot of fear about what's to come. The feminine energy gives insight into the future. I feel like there could be situations that are difficult to deal with that bring people closer together. And I always tell you guys that it happens on a larger scale and then it moves to each of us as individuals. And I think some of you guys may find that certain situations that could be very scary, or certain situations that could be very nerve-wracking that happen, will elicit certain emotions that it's like once the dust settles and once you see all of the effects of whatever's going on, it will bring people closer together. What's the Two of Cups and the Seven of Cups? Three of Swords. Yeah. Pain, confusion, questions, unanswered questions that lead to intimacy and communication. The Star and the Ace of Wands. It's like, yeah, there was a lot of pain. There was a lot of heartbreak that came along with whatever this is. It's like you're going to achieve a goal, or there's going to be some type of resolution or goal being reached or achieved in a situation. But it's like whatever you're hoping for is going to come with a lot of like this Three of Swords energy. It's not going to be all bad because the Three of Cups is here. But there's going to be a lot of shared pain that you're going to start to see, but that will create an upgrade in your life and the lives of people around you. That's the best that I can do when it comes to that. I always show up and I show out and I do my best because we go deep. There's going to have to be compromises, though, because there's a lot of individuals who are stuck on pain that they don't want to compromise. And even though we think we've dealt with our childhood trauma, it rears its ugly head all the time and shows us how much we haven't really dealt with that shit. Because every time somebody brings up something going on with children, if you've experienced it, you get triggered and possibly manipulated because the person is trying to use those traumas against you. And what I feel like a lot of this is going to be like, I'm with the Three of Swords and the Seven of Cups. It's like, oh my God, why is this happening? What is going on? Like, this doesn't make any sense. And then communicating about it. Asking the important questions. If you could sit down with a narcissist and ask them what makes them tick, would you take that opportunity? Or would you be so distracted by your own trauma and triggers that you don't take the opportunity to pick up a person's brain? All the serial killers of the world, if you could sit down and talk to them and pick their brain, and it was a situation where you literally could ask any question and they would answer it truthfully and honestly, would you allow the fucked up things that they say to stop you from understanding their psychology? I mean, maybe some of you got the right to say yes or no. But me personally, I would sit down and I would have my notepad and recorder out, jotting down every detail and working out every scenario so that I could have more wisdom and understanding. What's the advice for Pisces? Ooh, letting go. It says, I let go of what no longer serves me to make space for new beginnings. You need to let go to make room for new things in your life, or you must let go to give someone else the space they need to grow. Let go because holding on is too painful. The angels remind you letting go is not always easy, but it is always worth it. Money, come on with your fine ass. Look at this angel looking just just powerful. I am tapped into the universal supply of money. The angels ask you cut back on your spending and get the most of your money in line with things that are most important to you. Angel number 88888, so 5 8s, is a message to learn to manage your money better, as it can help you become financially secure and provide a safety net for any unpredictable situations. Tangible. Gratitude. I am grateful for many things in my life that bring me joy and comfort. The angels want you to remember, if you just pause and think for a moment, you might just recognize that you have so much to be thankful for, no matter how small these positive things might seem. So, tangibility. What you see, your reality will shift, especially for you guys who come to these readings to figure out what's blocking your money. Okay, which is, I feel like is a lot of us. And it feels that in order to rebalance or recalibrate your flow of money, there needs to be a combination of effort on your part to spend wisely and be more resourceful, while also letting go of things that trigger you, letting go of things that have happened in the past, letting go of people who you cannot control, or things involving people you cannot control, and be grateful for every little thing that you have, because it makes a huge difference ultimately with the energy that you project out, which will then make a huge difference with the energy and the results tangibly that you receive back. Okay? So thank you to everyone who's watched this video. That is it for me. Okay. Be sure to like and subscribe to continue to catch the vibe. We're going to try to get this video to 300 likes. Okay. If you've made it this far, shout out to you, because you actually have an attention span that's worth a damn. Okay. And I appreciate you guys, even if you fast forwarded the video, for watching, because it means a lot to me and it's able to spread this awareness to other people. The more you guys support the channel, the more you like the video, the more you comment and leave feedback, the more Pisces or individuals who may be drawn to the content can actually find it. So, you know, that's all I ask you guys. It's something free. You don't have to fight about it. It's really not that serious, but it's so complicated for some people. So if you're here, I really am grateful for you guys' support. And if you want to book a personal, the link is in the description box below. My prices have changed recently, so it is what it is. But if you want to book a reading and you can afford it and it doesn't put you back and you really want to get your information, be sure to click the link in the description box below. That'll direct you right to the website where you can get all the information that you need. And with that, Pisces, that's pretty much it. All in all, I just want you guys to have the best experiences possible, and so do I. So I hope this message helped you. And remember, this is our circle, booze. Bye.